Welcome, friends. This is the course on undue influence and coercive control. They're the main mechanisms that cults use to get into our brains and start manipulating us and mind controlling us. So, in this video, I'm going to go over the layout of the course, and the biggest thing I want you all to consider is that you might think that you're immune to cult-like influence, but the reality is that control doesn't usually happen with a big bang and happens with a whisper. And so this course is going to be dismantling those whispers. So in this course, we're going to be looking at everything from big, large-scale cults to just the cult of one, which is just your average harmful personality relationship. They can look like the person sitting across from you at the dinner table. Honestly, they can look like anyone. So here's how we're going to spend our time together. I've broken these videos down into 5-10 minute modules. So in the first video, we'll be going over the definitions of undue influence and coercive control, what they look like. Then we're going to be going over the mechanics of mind control and the psychology of how and why even the smartest people get trapped. Then we're going to be going over the multiple models of cult research, Stephen Hason's bite model, Robert J. Lifton's 8 criteria for mind control, Margaret Singer's 6 conditions of mind control, Janja Lalich's, I hope I'm saying that right, bounded choice, and then also the social influence model. We'll explore the different phases of indoctrination so that you can kind of get an idea of where you're at in that phase of indoctrination, and then we'll go over the common tactics used to keep you compliant. Then we're going to go over some examples of massive, large-scale global cults to subtle social media cults, which there's thousands upon thousands of social media cults. And then we're going to be going over microcults, which is they exist in small groups, and then the cult of one is just 2 people. Then we're going to be going over the psychological damage that this happens in our brain. And also, I want to make sure that we go over how it relates to your average harmful personality or harmful behaviors that people might exhibit. It's the most important part of this course because it can happen with anybody. And then we're going to go over all of the very subtle red flags that it's easy to miss, so that we can make sure that we're preventing this from happening to us in our lives. And it's not just to say It's not just to say stay safe. It's to become so rooted in yourself that no one else can hold a map to your life. So this entire course is the pre-work for the next course I want to do on self-devotion, where you learn how to become your own internal leader, your own cult leader for your own life. And that way nobody else can interfere with that connection that you have with yourself. So I want to be honest about who I am, what my scope of practice is, and what my boundaries are. I'm a spiritual healer. I'm a peer support specialist. I have training in internal family systems, emotional freedom techniques, somatics, and polyvagal theory. I'm here to help you through understanding the research and kind of hold your hand while you're on a healing journey. My scope of practice is specific to spiritual healing. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist. I'm not a medical professional. The insights, models, and tools shared here are for educational and self-reflective purposes, and they're designed to expand your awareness. They're not designed to diagnose or treat clinical psychological conditions. So, before we go into the course, I want to go over some key factors to consider as you go through it. I want to make sure that anybody who's watching is offered a loving, safe space to explore what you've gone through, what what you may have done in the past. I want to create a very safe space for everyone watching, so we can all work together to become in a more loving space. So, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.